Hello, everyone. Welcome to another interesting episode of your favorite football show, the preview show on Complete Football Podcast YouTube channel. Um, this show is where we analyze all the trending stories around the football in the continent, in the world at large, and we also preview the EPL games and La Liga games slated for the weekend. Before I continue, we're going to bring on my guests, and you just have to hang on for the next 5 minutes so I can get my guests to the show. We'll be right back. Okay.
Hello,
All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Can you hear me, Coach Opeyemi?
hello. Yeah. Good evening. Is it good evening or good afternoon? Can you hear me?
Coach, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You're breaking in and out, oh, but I think it's stable now.
Okay, you can hear me clearly now, right?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
All right. Okay. We are still waiting for the other guests to join. Mr. Clinton to join the show. But before he comes, let's just begin with the first topic for the day. It's no longer news that Erling Haaland has signed a bumper 9-year deal at Manchester City. So the question now is he worth, because the Haaland the deal is the biggest ever in the Premier League. It's the biggest ever deal in the Premier League. So the question now is he worth that amount of money? What's your opinion?
Please, can you come again with the question?
Is Erling Haaland worth the amount of money that Man City are spending on him as being the highest, the biggest ever deal in the Premier League in history? Is he worth it?
Well, first of all, we need to put certain things into consideration before we decide whether he's, or maybe before we conclude whether he's worth it or not. Now, it was signed a couple of seasons ago. I think this is his third season. This is his third season in the league,
Yeah,
and
this is his
he
thought.
has done, yes, and he has done tremendously well. Like he has done so well. Like he was the highest scorer the first season for a young lad um, coming from Bundesliga into the league. He won the Golden Boot the first season. He won the Golden Boot the second season. Now the team is struggling right now. They are going through a crisis, and I think, regardless of whatever it is they are going through right now, when you watch their games, you see him trying, you see him getting chances, but he's not converting. So, in my opinion, I think it's worth it. We just things like this happen. These players are not machines. They are not robots. There will be ups, there will be downs. So, in my opinion, I feel like it's worth it. And right now, regardless of how bad the situation is, he's still the second on the table. So, I think he's quite okay, in my opinion.
By the time the deal will be ending, Erling Haaland will be 34 years old. Do you think Man City have kind of taken things too far in terms of the length of the deal, giving him 9 years deal? You understand? That's what I'm trying to. Do you think Man City? I'm not making a mistake here.
Yes, I think giving him a long time deal is not going to work. I'm sure they are going to have to sell him off at some point in time. Yes, I think and in my opinion, I feel the case of giving a long time deal is all about the money issues. I mean, FFP and trying to spread salaries and stuff like that, maybe clauses and stuff over a long period of time so that they could match up with their books. You understand? So I feel like
Hmm.
they are going to have to ship him away at some point in time. But 9 years, I don't see him staying at the club for 9 years. I don't even see him staying at that club in the next 3 years.
Okay. All right, all right. Coach Arias says he doesn't see Haaland staying at the club till 2034, which is when the deal will expire. All right, we'll go to the next question. The next topic now. We are still waiting for our guests to join. If you're just joining us, this is the previous show on the Complete Football Podcast YouTube channel. You can subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel. The next question now is: I don't know if you've seen the news. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is back to management, to football
As
management.
Besiktas head coach, yeah.
Yes, at Turkey in Besiktas. Do you think
Yes.
if you successful? Do you think he has what it takes to be successful in Turkey? What do you think? Do you think he has what it takes to be successful in Turkey? Being a new
Ole
league.
is a very, very Ole is a very, very good coach. Like
Okay.
I can. I can say with what we've seen over the years from his days in Norway, then back to the Premier League, and I think he's a man that actually understands the game. He understands the coaching aspect to an extreme extent. So I feel it's going to be okay. And then if we are going to be honest with ourselves, there's a reason why FIFA or UEFA there's a reason why they give coefficients, they give ratings to these leagues. So with the experience that he has had in
Okay.
Turkish league, I think he should. I mean, he's actually working with one of the best teams in the league, and I'm sure they will have to give him resources at the end of the season, or probably during this winter window. So I think he should do just well. But football can
All
be
right.
funny sometimes, regardless of the coaching, regardless of the preparation and stuff. It might not even work. Or at least I believe. When I saw the news this morning, I don't know. I had this feeling in that.
Okay. I think we've lost Coach iOS. Welcome, Mr.
Hello,
Clinton. Can you
hello.
hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, Mama. I can hear
Good
you.
evening. Okay.
Um,
I just want to talk to Clinton now. Mr. Oyes, you can hang on for a bit now. Clinton, welcome to the show.
yeah, good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
And how's been your day?
Well, yeah, to be honest, I'm actually just weekend. I had a very rough, long night of
Yeah,
sleep.
this was. So we just discussed about Erling Haaland's new deal at Manchester City. We're saying what we just discussed is it worth the bumper deal, because we learned that is the biggest ever deal in the history of the Premier League. The deal they've given him now, we don't know the amount yet, but from what we are reading around the tabloids, they said is the biggest ever. Do you think Erling Haaland is worth it, Clinton?
100%, 100%. It's definitely, you know, it's probably, I heard it's a 9.5 year deal. Uh, well, about the length, well, it's shown, I don't think there's any striker that started like Real Madrid and went so bad. You get most people that starts the way with the start and the numbers is hard. It is very hard to see him not fulfilling the potentials that he set, and he's really young. He's 23, 24 thereabouts. Well, 7 years from now is about 30, 31. The striker peaks in like when they are 26, 27. That's when they start they reach their peak. So overall, I feel it's a very good deal. You know, the numbers he spent 2 seasons in Manchester in the EPL. We saw what he did um, at Leipzig in Austria before he came to Dortmund, and you know, Salzburg in Austria before he came to Dortmund, and then Man City. His numbers have been up there. So overall, I feel it's a very good deal, and because uh, you trust Real Madrid, you know. If he had run down his contract at City, if he had the Real Madrid, yes, PSG, and I'm sure they're also ready to give him, similar deals. So feel it's a good investment, and probably I don't know. I feel maybe I don't know how long the talks for this deal has been. Don't know how long they wanted to. They've been talking, and feel maybe that affected his form, but people were attributing it to the whole uh, scuffle with Arteta after the Arsenal match because he formed peaked after the match against Arsenal. So but I feel maybe the deal has been, it's not been the right place mentally, and also City has also been struggling, for the better part of the season. So, but I hope he picks up that form want him to have. He's a goal scorer. He's an out and out goal scorer. Once he sees chances, he bury them. So it's left for City to keep on, feeding him chances. So
All right. Before you came on, Mr. Clinton, I am Coach Opeyemi said he doesn't see Erling Haaland finishing his contract at City. Do you also think that by maybe when it gets to 3 to 4 seasons from now, at Madrid are going to come for him, or a bigger club like PSG, like Bayern Munich, are going to come for him? Do you think he's going to end his season, his career at City at 30? Because by the time this
you
deal
see,
will be expiring, he'll be 34 years old. So do you think he's going to run down this contract?
the question here is Man City, is Real Madrid currently bigger than City? That's the question to ask actually. Besides the Champions League success financially, is City a team you can come and take their, they only sell if they want to sell. They have the money. They are, in France, we have PSG. In Spain, we have Real Madrid. In England, City is, you don't just come to City and use money to price out their players. Pep, unless, I don't know who's going to be there, unless there's a manager that comes in and his system does not suit Erling Haaland. I think that's the only situation where Haaland leaves City. He already feels like he's going for the records, the Premier League record, probably the top goal scorer in the Premier League. You know, he's already on that pedestal already. He's already on the path, to break those records. So I feel it's something he's going to dedicate his whole career to. So I don't see him leaving City by another manager coming in or something absurd happening, Is but all things being equal, I see him running out that contract. Madrid is not going to sign him when he's 30, 31. They are not, Madrid is not going to do that. I don't. If he wanted to leave, I don't know. I don't. I've not even envisioned or pictured Haaland out of City. I can't imagine Pep selling. Who's you sell Haaland and buy who? That's the question. Who was the upgrade to Haaland? It's not Mbappe. You are not going to get Mbappe from Madrid. He just got there. Who else? Which other striker is on Salah's level? On Haaland's level? Salah, I don't know. Well, Salah is having the contract issues with. I'm not sure they are selling. I'm not. Salah is not an out and out striker. So even if City is going to buy or sign Salah, he's going to be playing alongside um, Haaland. No one is selling or giving out Haaland. I don't see any replacement. I don't see an upgrade on Haaland in the market at the moment or in the next. There's no promising. We've not heard of any promising. At least when Haaland came out, he was everywhere. You know, even as he was playing for Salzburg, they were doing it in the Champions League. It was the Champions League that brought Haaland to limelight in Europe. He was destroying the league, but he came to the Champions League, and that's when, okay, if he can do it in the Champions League, he can do it in our team. He was doing it against top teams, in Europe. So that's what brought him to limelight. You get so I don't see an upgrade on. Although people criticize his playing style as he's not skillful, this, but then he's a striker. He's born to score goals. That's his job, and he's so good at it. You understand? If he can do his job, I don't see a reason why he should be judged on. It's just like judging a bird on how well they swim. You understand? Instead of how well they fly. So if he's good at scoring, but what you should do is get players that can feed him the ball, and then he's back to scoring. He's top of the goal chart, or is it he or Salah? I'm not sure, but I think he's top of the goal chart. So is I don't see an upgrade on back to the original. I don't see him not seeing out that contract, or less, and he's shown to be a very, very fit player. That's another thing that ruins players. I can't remember the last time Haaland was out for a month or 2 months. He's very, very fit in that regard. So that's another thing that will probably, unless he becomes a very injury prone player, then he self knows that, okay, all right, I got to go. because he won't be playing anymore. They'll have to get a replacement. You understand? And then at one point, everybody knows that this is not working for both of us. That's what usually happens. But he's shown to be a very, very fit player. So I see him seeing out that contract there.
All right. Mr. Clinton said he sees Haaland seeing out his contract 9.5 years at Manchester City. Okay. Before you came on, Clinton, I will also discuss the news that just breaking the internet now that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now the coach of Besiktas in Turkey. How do you think? Do you think he's going to be successful in Turkey? Looking at how his trajectory, being a man that always worked in an English kind of environment, moving to a different culture, a different kind of environment. What do you think? You think he's going to be successful in Turkey?
Yeah, he should be. I think he's going to be successful in Turkey. Before he came to the Premier League, he was coaching in his
In Norway,
socials.
Norway, yeah,
Yeah,
more than
Norway. He
Norway.
was coaching in Norway. Yeah, he was coaching in Norway, so he has that outside the Premier League experience. So I feel he should do well. Fenerbahce, I don't think Besiktas is a much. I don't think there's much pressure as the United job. There's just although their big rivals are Fenerbahce, of which Mourinho controls. So I see it as another ex-Man United managers association over there. You get provided he wasn't successful at Man United, but United have had worse managers, since Sir Alex left. So he wasn't. I think even since Sir Alex left, he's been one of their. He's been one of the player managers that have shown. You know, but one thing I tell people is football is not just about trophies, although they are important. But then your style of play matters a lot. You understand? Your style of play really, really matters a lot. You get, and that's what um fans enjoy. Although they want the bragging right, they want to win trophies you know, to be able to, have that bragging right. I'm an Arsenal fan. We went years without before we won the FA Cup, in 2015. Went years without, we've gone years without the league, and but everyone had liked the Wenger ball. You're watching it, you're playing well, and then even if you lose, you know that okay, you have that, you derive that joy, that satisfaction from watching your team. The first thing football was created for was entertainment. You know, play good football, and then he has shown that you can play coach attacking, fluid football. That's what's important, and I think he's going to be successful at Persistas, provided they sign younger players, because I know I've seen their lineup a couple of times, and it's more like players that are in their retirement era. They go to either Turkey, Saudi. I feel if they can give him mix that experience with young talents, he should get results and challenge Galatasaray and Fenerbahce in the Turkish league.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Clinton. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on to the next topic for the day. It's no longer news that Napoli are all over looking for the signature of Alejandro Garnacho of Manchester United. They initially brought 40 million pounds, but United rejected it, asking them to bring 60 million pounds. So do you think Garnacho is worth 60 million pounds? Coach Opeyemi, I'll start with Coach Opeyemi first, right to Clinton. Coach Opeyemi, do you think Garnacho is worth 60 million pounds? Okay, I think we've lost Coach Opeyemi. And Clinton, you can take on the question. Do you think Garnacho is worth 60 million pounds?
Okay. Oh well, Garnacho is actually a player, like, although he's quite frustrating to watch at times, but he's a player that if you give him space, he can hurt you. And he's young, you know. Uh, we've seen players with lesser quality go for such amount in today's market, and it's not English to say that okay, It's because it's English. That's why the hype and the whole fees there. Everyone is trying to maximize profit. Especially when the player is really young. I think Ganacho is now up to 23. I guess I know that. So he still has a lot of years. But hopefully, I he gives that Rashford vibe. That's not being able to fulfill that potential. You know, one is a controversial player. You know, it's not. Yeah, it's not a. It's not like humility is necessary to succeed, but over time in footballing career, it's shown that humility goes a long way in making sure you have a long career, which is very important for footballers. You understand? So 60 million in today's market is not um, overpriced for a player of Ganacho's talent and potential. I don't think it is overpriced.
Okay. Mr.
Yeah.
Clinton says, I don't think 60 million pounds for Ganacho is an overpriced fee. All right, I'm coming to Coach Opeyemi now. Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, you just talked about Ganacho. Napoli are offering 40 million pounds for Ganacho, but United are demanding 60 million pounds. Do you think Ganacho is worth 60 million pounds? Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah,
Hello? Okay. I don't think Coach Opeyemi can hear me. Coach Opeyemi, can you hear me?
I think
All right, just
uh, the network is really good right now. Or if you can hear me,
okay. I think we can hear you, but you've stopped talking again. Okay. Without wasting time, because there's no time, our time is fast spent. Let's just move to the next question. Mr. Clinton, Amorim's, we've been noticing Amorim that he has been using a kind of rotational squad. He doesn't start the same starting 11 in 2 matches in a row. He changes his 11. Do you think that rotational style of football in England will bring him success? What do you think? Because I learned he has been
And
that's how he
I don't
rotates his squad.
I don't think he plans on maintaining that because I feel he's doing that because he just yeah, I mean just how many months? I think it's about a month or more. 2 months into the job, less than 2 months into the job. So it's I feel he's still trying to find his best 11. And all players have not been available at the right time. So he's still going to feature a lot of rotational squads until he can find the perfect 11. So I think he still has probably a month to. I don't think anyone is expecting anything from United this season. But aside in the cups, you're still in the FA Cup. And they knocked out my team Arsenal. So besides the cup, maybe they can go on to uh, defend their FA Cup. Yeah, but in the league, I don't think anyone is expecting much from them. It would be it would be a miracle for them to qualify for a Champions League at this pace uh, and position they are at this time. So, if I were him, I would use this season to, figure out, experiment as much as I can. You get so I use this season to experiment as much as I can so I can get my perfect 11, for next season. We're already halfway in the league and about 19 or 18 matches left, this season. So hopefully, I know he's going to make signings in the summer. I don't think he's making any sign. I don't think United are making any signing this January. I don't think there's any player that will come in and change the fate of United. The another thing that would help him this season is Ahmad not getting injured because he's been known to be injury prone. He's had about two major injuries in his career at such a young age. So hopefully Ahmad stays fit because I watched that match yesterday. The only reason you guys even had a chance to even come back in that match was because Onana was, Onana was in his. We saw the Onana we knew at Inter in that first half, uh, and also I feel the Southampton players were not clinical enough. They should have put that game to bed in the first half. And not even giving you guys a chance of any comeback. Well, they paid, and they shown the reason why they are bottom of the league. So back to the question, I feel he will keep on experimenting, and I feel he has the backing of the board to do that, pending when you know he gets that perfect 11 that will go in, dominate matches, win matches, week in, week out, not just doing it for a week or 2 weeks, talking on going on unbeaten stretches and all of that. So till he finds that he's allowed to keep on, rotating and experimenting. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Clinton. Okay, he says he believe Coach Amorim will keep on experimenting and rotating his squad till he finds the perfect 11. All right, we'll go to the next question. Being an Arsenal fan, I'm coming to Arsenal now, Mr. Clinton, so you can be very comfortable and lead your team. So I'm going to ask you now. You guys are out of the okay. You're not out of the Carling Cup yet, of the Carabao Cup yet, because you have the second leg to play. But you're halfway out because you are 2 goals down to Newcastle in the first leg. Do you think Arsenal? Be honest. Do you think Arsenal can still win any title this season, or do you think they're going to go trophyless again?
Uh, to be honest, I'd rather not even win a title this season and win the Carabao Cup. I don't count that as a title. You know, I don't see when I grew up. I've been supporting Arsenal since 2003. So I grew up, you know, watching Wenger take that trophy as where we experiment our under 21 players and all of that. That's where they come in and and have some exposure to first team football. So I've never taken that, you know, I've never taken it seriously. Teta na Mr. Serious, he takes everything too, seriously. So I think he wants to win. It's very possible. Football is not mathematics. It's one thing I always believe. If they beat us two in at the Emirates, we can definitely beat them 3-0 at St. James's Park, you know. So that's how football is. But I'm not I don't even think I want to watch the match. And for the league, well, mm, I watch Liverpool play. I watch Liverpool play. Those are the only competition we have at the moment. Currently, we're 4 points behind Liverpool, and they have a game in hand. Uh, so I would say this, yeah. Unless Liverpool gets an injury to someone like Salah, Van Dijk, or both of them, or even Trent, a long-term injury, just like we've had with Saka, you know, because since Saka got injured, I don't understand what we play anymore. Because when he's on the pitch, everything literally goes through him, even if it's double marked all the time. Everything still goes, and that's what is even affecting Odegaard because that chemistry between Saka and Odegaard is very telepathic. So it's also affecting Odegaard's play. You know, but I feel, as I said, barring any injury to Liverpool's top players, I don't see Arsenal, winning the league over them. And that's me just being honest. Or maybe I'm trying to not give myself hope. That could be also be another thing. But I don't see Liverpool are in actually great form. You know, uh, they're in great form. Their style of play is top. If not, they don't just win; they dominate. There's a difference. They dominate. Where it's not like when Chelsea had their own form. Everyone still, you still watch Chelsea and you still know that if better team catch this Chelsea, then go here and when you watch Chelsea. But with
True.
Liverpool, you don't get that, you see the way they dominate, they are attacking, attack on attack, so it's there. They have the mentality, they have the players, Salah, as one, you have Van Dijk, you have Trent, they have the experience there, even Robertson, McAllister is a World Cup winner. So they have players there that have won before, that know what it takes to win, a title. So so I don't see them uh, losing that spot, less, as I said, unless a major injury happens. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Clinton. It doesn't say Arsenal winning the title this season, except a serious injury happens to a Liverpool player. I think I agree with you there. Liverpool, the way they are going this season, I think they are unstoppable with the way Salah is scoring left and right. And I think at the back they have Allison and Van Dijk to cover for them, and I think they're just perfect. So Arsenal had their chances, and I think Arsenal they're always having chances, though they used to mess up against smaller teams. That has been Arsenal's problem. They won't let the bottle the league last season or the season before last when they lost to Aston Villa, lost to some smaller teams that they should have won. So I think Arsenal have just they're still going to go trophy this season. So Arsenal fans, you have to wait for next season again. Like my friend Patrick Sebra said, you guys used to wait for next season like Netflix. You're just waiting for next season like Netflix. So hopefully let's see how this season goes. You can still win a title this season. That's the Carabao Cup, but the chances are very slim. The chances are very slim because of the deficit you have against Newcastle. So now we go to the EPL fixtures. We go to the prediction. We're going to rush this because of time. We're just going to say the score prediction, and we move on to the next. So, before we go, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel and you're watching us live, please do subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it so that you can get content like this from us every week. Thank you very much. All right, to the first match for the weekend: Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Who is the money on, Clinton?
Uh, funny enough, when I was checking it out, my money was on Newcastle. But the funny thing is, I checked the history of this fixture, and the last 6 matches, they've drawn 5 of them between both of them, actually. They've actually drawn 5. And then Bournemouth is actually on the very fantastic form this season. Uh, you know, we saw what they did against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. They are going to St. James's Park. Well, Newcastle have been on a row. They've been fantastic. I think they won like 6 matches or 7 in a row. And usually, when it comes to prediction, I tend to favor history, over current form, especially when, it's not like Bournemouth is, fighting for relegation like they're also in the top, they're also in the top half of the table, if not the top, they are top 10, actually top 7 on the table. So I want to go for a draw. Yeah, I want to go for a draw. I want to believe that history is going to repeat itself again. So I'm going for a draw between Newcastle and Bournemouth.
All right, Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Mr. Clinton is going for a draw. All right, Brentford versus Liverpool. What do you think will happen in that match? Brentford versus Liverpool.
The thing about predicting, especially when you are a fan, Your rival is you want Brentford to win. I want Brentford to win, but they have a very it's dicey. They have a very good home form. Very. We saw what they did against City. Even though City have not been at their best, but City were 2 goals up. You know, I see that happening with Liverpool. Liverpool will probably go 2 goals up, and that's the difference. Liverpool will not. You're not coming back from 2 goals. That's been the difference between Liverpool and other teams this season. If they go 2 goals up against you, that match is as good as one. So I see Liverpool uh, taking this one probably 3 goals to 1. The Liverpool win. Yes.
3 goes to 1 for in favor of Liverpool. That's coming from Mr. Clinton. All right. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. What do you think? West Ham versus Crystal Palace.
Yeah. This one is a draw. A very probably a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw. 100%. I don't know. I have this very have this gut feeling about it. It's the draw. Crystal Palace are good. West Ham have been you know been bad, even considering the players they have, and what their past showings in the Premier League. It's not been a good season for them. And this is a draw only because West Ham is at home. Only because West Ham is at home. And
Okay. All right. Then the next match is Leicester versus Fulham. Leicester, they're fighting for their life. What do you think? You think they have what it takes to get one against Fulham on Saturday?
You're fighting for your life. Does not mean you. It does not mean a. It does not mean a. What do they call it? What's this animal? It does not mean a frog will you beat a snake. Even if he's fighting for his life. I don't see who Fulham have been. They've been good this season. But Leicester, on the other hand, as you said, are fighting for their lives. Usually when the relegation battle actually happens, when it's like 5 or 6 games to the end of the season. That's when you see someone that is 20th beating second and all of that. When it's like 6, 7, 5 games to the end of the season. So I don't see that urgency in Leicester. You know, I still maintain. I was telling my friend the other day. I don't know why Vardy is still their starting line. Yeah, he's done it. He has the pace, but I don't. When I watch him, it's not the Vardy that we used to know. You get. I
Yes.
feel it's becoming a case of when Rooney in his last days of United. When they were playing him. Because he's been there almost all his career. He's the club captain and all of that. But I feel with the younger, if you give him the chances, he will finish. But he's not as sharp as he used to be. But with a younger striker, I feel Leicester would do better. You know, feel they should, stop that. Feel after this season I feel they'll get another striker. So I see this match as a draw only because Leicester is at home and Fulham lost their last match. They lost their last match to West Ham. Funny enough, so I see this match as a draw. I don't. Fulham don't tend to come back and win whenever they lose the match before. They usually draw or lose the next match. So I see it as a draw.
Okay, we're going to your team now. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa have always posed a big threat to Arsenal in recent games in history, in recent matches. So, do you think Arsenal without Saka, they have what it takes to get the job done against Aston Villa at home at Emirates? What do you think?
If not that, well. we're live online. There's something I wanted to say. I won't say it.
But you can
So
say it. You can say it.
this
You can
match
say it.
is we need that for Aston Villa. You know, go better for Aston Villa. Like God will punish Aston Villa. Let me tell you something. Eh? You know, if there's one thing I know about my team, you see Emirates, don't come there. Don't come and play with us. Before Spurs match, people were saying this that I saved Spurs in Emirates. I said, no problem, let's see. If not that, I don't like thinking about this Arsenal, it affects me. We don't have this. We should have scored like 5 goals or 6 goals in that match. It's because we will play you. You can't come to Emirates and play. And that's the thing Arsenal fans don't get. They always complain, you know. I don't fault Havertz in some way, you know. You can't give what you don't have. So I don't blame him. I'm tired of blaming him because you know the body. It's Ateta I blame. It's Ateta that is playing him there that I blame. You get. So I
Mm.
tell Arsenal fans this, yeah. When you are dominating in a match, and that's the difference between that's why we don't win, we've not won the league. Forget the injuries we usually have towards the end of the season. Mhm. When you dominate in matches, stop a team like City, when City beat City, if City play you first 20 minutes, City will score you 3 goals. They do they laugh. When City is dominating you, you go see, then you go chop them. If Liverpool they dominate you, see Liverpool against Spurs now. Liverpool scored like 6 goals in that match. Although their defense is not as strong as Arsenal's defense, you get. So they consider three. So that Spurs match now is something we should be winning like. Because somehow I feel that if at all we challenge for this title, it might get down to goal difference, you know. So you need to score goals. It's not when you are seeing your chances. And if not that, because towards the end of the match, Spurs got into the match around the last 10 minutes. We're now defending. You get. So
Mm.
if not for the defense, we would probably have conceded. And then someone will see, Arsenal drew 2-2. We'll not remember that we could have actually won that match. Before they scored us first. We had 7 corner kicks in the first 20 minutes. I was watching the match, 7 corner kicks in the first 20 minutes. We had chances that we should have buried. Even Ozil, Trossard, everyone guilty. I don't know what is causing it. Whether Lion they appear for post when they reach post, I don't know. But only God. So if we can take our chances, we'll definitely beat Aston Villa. As long as we take our chances. So I see us winning 2-0.
Okay, so let's,
Yeah.
let's be fast because of our time now. Let's just be fast with the predictions now. Man United versus
Okay.
Brighton. Who will win? Just tell me who's going to win. Man United versus Brighton. What is it, a draw? Is it a win? What do you think?
I see a draw. I don't see United beating Brighton at Old Trafford. So it's a
Okay,
draw. Yes.
Everton versus Tottenham. What's your take?
Well, because Everton have been they can't score to save their lives, and Tottenham have if you give them space to play, they will play. So I see Spurs nicking out that probably a 1-0 victory for Spurs.
Okay, us sneaking out a 1-0 victory at Everton. Okay, Forest versus Southampton. What do you think? Nottingham Forest.
Forest probably winning 3-0 or 3-1.
Okay, Forest to win 3-0, 3-1. Ipswich versus Man City. Ipswich versus Man City. You're laughing.
So
Ah,
have you watched this movie? What's this movie that I read this year that they had this issue that was this Seven Doors.
okay.
You see all the all the things where City don't suffer this season. I just see them pounding
Now,
it
now,
on
if you
Ipswich.
share the go, now if you share the go and put back.
Um, I just see them. I just see Ipswich. I don't know. They are good. They're not a bad team. Funny enough, they're actually good. They are spent at home. If they want to play, they are Ipswich. But I see them at least. City to score like four, 5 goals in that match with Haaland's new contract. I trust Haaland. In my FPL, I'm going to get him. Probably getting a hat trick. So probably
Okay.
4-1, 5-1 victory for City.
4-1, 5-1 victory for City, and he has also given you a hint for those that play FPL, so you can captain Haaland or try to put him in your team for the weekend. All right. The last match in the England Premier League is Chelsea versus Wolves. What do you think? Chelsea versus Wolves.
Yeah, Chelsea versus Wolves. I don't see Wolves. I don't see Wolves uh getting anything from that match. What the first leg was about. Wolves were shit then. It was about 4-2 or was it 5-2 the first leg. I see a similar scoreline because Wolves can defend. Chelsea attack okay as long as Madueke doesn't start. You know, if they can start Sancho on the left, Neto on the right. That's that thing. I never watched that guy. I don't know, man. How can the player be so good? I like the style of play, but that finishing, you know, that finishing. If you're not, as a striker, if you can't finish, you would always be judged. No matter how good and skillful you are, your primary assignment is to score goals. And if you don't
Mm.
score goals, even if you can pass, you can shoot, you can dribble, you know, it's well, sometimes he has that. He has his own days, So hopefully, he's on. It's on. Against Wolves. So Palmer can. They had fought. The good thing is the goals coming from different and coming from different angles in Chelsea. Palmer is fit. Enzo has been good. Cancel the midfield has been okay. So I see probably a similar scoreline 3-1, 4-2, but a Chelsea win.
All right, the Chelsea win. Thank you very much, Mr. Clinton. We appreciate your time. We'll not be able to go to the La Liga prediction because of our time. Our time is fast spent. We're trying to keep to time and just make it short and simple and enjoyable. Short and enjoyable. The shorter it is, the more enjoyable it is. So, next week again, we'll be back again, maybe with Clinton again and another guest. We don't know, but just keep watching and keep watching, looking out for this space for who will come on show next week. So until we come again next week, do have yourself a lovely, lovely weekend. Thank you very much, Mr. Clinton, and enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too. Have a great weekend, bro.